technologies and application in database management system. Okay, so today our live session topic is emerging database technologies and application. So the outcome of this session is that databases on the www, that is web database, multimedia database, mobile database, geographic information systems, genome data management, digital libraries. Fine. So shall we start the session? So first, see, in database field, there are more numerous developments, and recent developments are categorized into two. First is emerging database technologies and major application domains. So now we are going to concentrate only in these two topics. So first is emerging database technologies. So what is emerging database technologies? It is nothing but going to create a new environments and functionalities in database so that we can get new application that can be supported from the existing database. For example, see, emerging, what is the meaning of emerging? What is everyday, what are things we are evolving? Okay, so the new things that are evolved in database technologies are web database, you can see web database, multimedia database, and mobile database. So what is web database? Web database we daily used to use, right? We are browsing every day. So www itself says this World Wide Web. Okay, so we are going to see these three topics under emerging database technologies. So be clear on this. We are going to see two topics, emerging database technologies and major application domains. Fine. So emerging database technologies, we are going to see web database, multimedia database, and mobile database. So to start with, we are going to see the emerging database technologies. So before that, I'll just give a glimpse about major application domains also. So in this, what all we are going to see is geographic information system, genome data management, digital libraries. So these all three are very, very important. And as of now, it is very, very important because this we are going to see like geographic information system is what is the meaning of geography. We are going to learn in that what are we will be learning. See, geography means maps, location. So those are all things. So those things will be related to GIS, and genome is nothing but the biological databases, genetic data, and digital libraries are nothing but a large depositories of digital data in multiple media. So these things we'll be seeing later. First, we are going to concentrate in emerging database technologies. So first, we are going to see web database. Fine. So what is a web database? So in web database, we are going to cover three topics. That is providing access to database on World Wide Web, the web integration option of Informix, and open problems with web database. So these all we are going to cover under web database. Fine. So we are seeing emerging database technologies. Under that, first one is web database. We are going to cover these three topics now. So first is web database. So web database, see, initially World Wide Web, it was originally developed in Switzerland in 1990. What is the main use of that term is only for the information service, that too for only biological scientists. Okay, so the information that is in that initially, but now what do you think? Without www we can't do anything. Okay, so World Wide Web has evolved, has emerged to that extent. Fine. So in web technology, client server architecture includes all activities. So we are going to see certain terminologies, that is HTML, hyperlinks. You all know this, but let me give a glimpse about this. Okay, so what is HTML? HTML is nothing but, see, in World Wide Web, informations are stored, right? That are stored using hypertext markup language. Fine. Then we used to have hyperlinks. So what is the meaning of hyperlink? While browsing, we'll be getting so many links. If we click that, that will be taken to another page. And if we have a hyperlink there, if we click that, that will be taken to another page. Okay, so this is hyperlink. Next is uniform resource locator. So uniform resource locator is nothing but a specific address. If we need a particular path, see, this is uniform resource locator. Here we will be having HTTP. So HTTP is nothing but hypertext transfer protocol. So this is the first thing in a URL address. First is HTTP and then follows the subdomain. Okay, so first hypertext transfer protocol, subdomain and domain name, and finally top level domain. Okay, this is how the URL will be seen. Fine. So next is website. So what is website? www is nothing but website. So these is a collection of HTML documents. Okay, so URL, it is the particular page, whereas collection of HTML document is website. So to access this World Wide Web only, we are going to see the concept now. Okay, so how we are accessing database? So for accessing database, we need a common interface. Fine. See, CGI is nothing but common gateway interface. It is going to act as a middleware between whom and whom, between front end and back end. That is user. We the user, and database is at the back end, and we are going to get information from that. So CGI is nothing but it is an interface, common gateway interface, which is going to act as a middleware, which gets the information from the back end and give it back to the front end, that is to us. Okay, so diagram says it's clear, right? So CGI program, it is going to get information from server. See, first it is a web browser. So web browser gives a request, and from server it is going to CGI program, and from database it is going to fetch the data, and from the data it is being sent to server, and it is being displayed to web browser. So this is the use of common gateway interface. Okay, next it is a continuation of that. So apart from CGI, there are many vendors have given the middleware products. That is IS API, NS API. IS API from Microsoft and NS API from Netscape. Okay, so what are the main disadvantages of using CGI? See, if we use CGI, what is the drawback in that is, whenever we get a request from user, for example, if we are going to browse that, each and every time the web server must start a new CGI process. Okay, and one more is the manageability of scripts. That is, if the scripts are scattered everywhere, that will be difficult for us to manage. So in order to overcome these drawbacks, okay, so Informix, that is Informix has addressed the limitations of CGI. What are the limitations of CGI? I said limitations of CGI is for each user request. That is, whenever we have a request, whenever a user is requesting, the web server is going to start a new CGI process. Okay, and also the script management is very difficult in CGI. So in order to overcome those two drawbacks, Informix has created a web integration option, that is WIO, web integration option. Okay, so what is it going to do is, it is going to eliminate the need of scripts. Fine. So there is no need of script, and what does it do is, it executes SQL commands dynamically, so that the result will be returned to the end users in web pages. Fine. So what all things other it is going to do is, it has a web driver. Web driver is nothing but a lightweight CGI process. Lightweight CGI process. Okay. So then we have Informix HTML tag extension. What it does is, it is going to allow the users to create applications that can dynamically construct web pages. Okay. Next, it is also going to allow their own customized tags to perform specialized tasks. Okay. Then it is being integrated with web server software and utilizes the native security mechanism of Informix Dynamic Server. Okay. Why we are learning web integration option of Informix is, Informix has addressed the limitations of CGI. The limitations of CGI, as I said before, what are the limitations? It is going to, whenever we give a request, the server must start a new CGI process. Also, manageability of script is tough. Right? So to overcome that, we came for Informix. That is, Informix has addressed these limitations by WIO. So what does it do? There is no need of script. It stops script, and it allows us to execute statements, that is SQL commands dynamically, and also it is allowing us to create customized tags to perform only specialized tasks. Fine. So these are the advantages of WIO, web integration option. Next is, what are the open problems in web databases? So web databases, we have numerous problems. Here we are going to address only few. Okay, the first is web technology. A web technology should be integrated with the object technology. So far it is not integrated at much. It should be integrated with object technology. Fine. Next is HTML. Only we are using HTML. It is hypertext markup language. Okay, that is very simple to support complex application requirements. Okay. The next is, a web page content can be made more dynamic by adding more behavior, because it is more static than that of dynamic. So that should be changed. Okay. Next, response time. That is, whenever we click, whenever we browse, sometimes it takes more time. Right, response time. So response time should be minimized. So these are the open problems in web databases we have discussed. Okay, so the challenges of managing databases on web are 4. First one is web technology that should be integrated with object technology than that of web. Okay. Next, HTML is sorry. So HTML is very simple to manage or to support complex application requirements. Also, it should be made more dynamic than that of static, and response time should be minimized. Okay. These problems can be addressed by both web servers and database management system. Okay. So these limitations are addressed by W3 Consortium, World Wide Web Consortium. They are addressing these limitations by based on giving XML, this extensible markup language, SGML. Based on that, they're trying to avoid this limitation. Okay? So with that, our web database topic is done, and then we are moving to multimedia database. Hope so you have more understanding about web database. Fine. Let me move to multimedia database. So multimedia database, the term multimedia, it is a common term now. So what is multimedia? So multimedia is, it has a combination of text, video, audio, everything. Okay. So now, as of now, it has dominated our daily lives. Even now, if you have a TV, see, once upon a time, TV is only to see mainly TV shows. But now it has numerous database collections, including movies, songs, audio, video, audio, everything it has. Fine. So in such a way, this multimedia has dominated our daily lives. In this multimedia database, we are going to see nature of multimedia data and applications, data management issues, open research problems, multimedia database applications. So these are the 4 topics we are going to see in multimedia database. Okay. So nature of multimedia and data and application. Okay. So multimedia data can be, as I said before, text. What is text? It is only documents. Okay. Audio, that is what we can hear. Video can see, and images is a combination of our pictures. Graphics, it is either it can be a drawing or it is a computer made image. Animations, it can be, it is a mobile one. Composite or mixed data, it is a combination of audio or video, something like that. So this is what multimedia data is. Multimedia data is combination of all this. Right? Next, we move on to application. So applications, we have 3 applications, multimedia applications. First is repository applications. Second is presentation applications. Third is collaborative work using multimedia information. So when you see repository applications, the word repository itself says that a large amount of multimedia data. Right? So wherever we store large amount of multimedia data, that comes under repository applications. You can say numerous example few I have mentioned is in satellite images, in engineering drawings, space photographs, radiology scan picture. You can have more and more applications because everywhere we used to store huge amount of multimedia data. So you have to know the meaning of multimedia data. See, so far database management system, we are talking only about data. Here it comes multimedia data, which is a combination of all text, audio, video, everything. Okay. So from here on, you have to use multimedia data. But next application is presentation application. So presentation application is nothing but the way how we are presenting. So what is the meaning of presenting? It depends on the application. For example, if we want to show our entire thing, so that time we'll be showing using our video. So multimedia viewing of video data. Example, it can be VCR. VCR is, what is VCR? We can control, record, video. Okay, we can do all these 3 things, video, control, record. So this is the presentation application. You can take however you want. Okay. Next is collaborative work using multimedia information. So collaborative work using multimedia information means it is a combination. Collaboration itself is the term which is going to get a mixed type. That is, it is going to get information from all. So engineers will execute a complex design task by merging. They are going to merge drawings, fitting subject to design constraints, and generating new documentation, everything. Okay. So collaborative work means we are going to get information from different types of data, and we are going to merge and we are going to use. Okay. So here, for example, I have mentioned this intelligent healthcare network as well as telemedicine. So what we are going to analyze here is we are going to get information from patient data. That's only multimedia data. Okay. We are going to analyze multimedia patient data, as well as we are going to get information from doctors, and we are going to see the real-time one also. So these three all will be combining and will be storing. So this is the nature of multimedia data and applications. This comes under application. Okay. So hope so you're clear with this. Repository application where we store huge amount of data. Presentation application, the way we present, it's multimedia view of data. Collaborative work using multimedia information, nothing but engineers will be executing a complex design task by merging two to three different types of data. Next comes data management issues. Okay, so everywhere that lies issue, and here multimedia information systems are very complex, right? So we have large set of issues and we have mentioned here. Fine. So first is modeling, next is design, then storage, then queries and retrieval, and performance. So first, modeling. So what is the meaning of modeling? So modeling is nothing but what it do is the problems dealing with complex objects made up of a wide range of types of data. Okay. See, modeling when we'll be doing, when we will be having data and we will be going to model that based on our information. But if we have, see, multimedia data itself is, there will be different types of data. So if it is a single type of data, modeling will be easy. But since multimedia data is a combination of different types of data and it has wide range of types of data, here the problem of modeling, it's very, very difficult. So it's an issue here. And next, design. So if modeling itself is difficult, then design also will be a difficult one. That is, the conceptual, logical, and physical design of multimedia database has not been addressed fully. Since now it is an active research. Okay, so modeling is difficult, designing is difficult. Here comes storage. So obviously, if we have different set of data, everything will be difficult. Okay, but we are managing to do something with that. So storage of multimedia data also will be difficult because we'll be compressing, or will be the way we represent data will be different, and we'll be mapping with device hierarchies. We'll be buffering, we'll be doing many operations, right? So storage will be a difficult problem here. And then comes queries and retrieval. So queries and retrieval is nothing but information what we retrieve will be based on query language. Okay. So see, what is retrieval? For example, in a browser, if you're going to type a query and if you're getting information, right, that is the information retrieval. So here, queries and retrieval means here we'll be retrieving our information based on query languages as well as index structures. Hope so you know in this index. So indexes will be having more data, and whichever comes the first will be fetching that. Okay. Next comes performance. So performance, again, since we have a combination of data, there will be a performance issue. See, for multimedia application, if it is involving only documents and text, then performance is only determined by our user. If we are using documents and text, performance can be measured only by the user. Whereas if we use video playback or audio synchronization, so and so, then our limitation will be dominating us. We can't measure our performance. So these are the data management issues. Fine. Hope so you're fine with this. So these data management issues they're trying to alleviate these problems. They're using parallel processing to remove these issues, but only to a certain extent. Nothing is done to a great extent. Okay. So these are the issues as of now. Then we go for, this is open research problems. Everybody can take this as open research problems. So what are open research problems in this multimedia database? So information retrieval, as I said before, information retrieval is very difficult, and hypermedia. This hypermedia is nothing but data about the data, and there will be having hyperlinks. So these all will be a difficult one. Indexing of images is difficult. If we have more images, and that too for each and every image, it will be different type. So if it is of different type, and the size, the storage size will be different. So everything will be different. It will be in different colors. So there are many things. So with that, indexing will be a difficult one. Next comes problems in text retrieval. So information retrieval, text retrieval, both are same, but information retrieval is you can get all audio, video, this combination of our multimedia data. Whereas in text retrieval, we'll be getting information only in text. Okay, so these are the open research problems in multimedia database. Okay, so finally, multimedia database applications. So multimedia data applications is almost present in all First is documents and records management. So documents and records management means what? We are going to store more numerous documents and records. See, this is done each and everywhere. Even in our home, we'll be storing our documents, whatever we want to use in the future, or in case if it is important, we are going to store in our system, right? So, and we are going to manage that properly. So that is documents and record management. See, what all I'm telling is what you're using currently, okay? So that first is document and record management. Second one is knowledge dissemination. So what is the meaning of knowledge dissemination? Knowledge dissemination, how our knowledge is spreading. Okay, we are going to spread knowledge. So dissemination, the word meaning is spreading of knowledge. Okay, so multimedia database application is used to spread knowledge. Third comes education and training. See, as of now, and that too in the current scenario, without our data, we can't even do anything, right? So education and training, right from kindergarten to our professionals, we are using this database and we are getting trained. So education and training is the education and training plays the major role. Right? Next comes marketing, advertising, retailing, entertainment, and travel. Since this is in this current scenario, you can just think of travel. What you can do? Only you can have a virtual tour. Nothing more than that. If you want to advertise a thing, you can advertise, but you can't buy or something like that. The current scenario I'm telling. Okay, so you can have only virtual tour. So for virtual tour, and if you want to entertain everything, this all comes under multimedia database application. And finally, real-time control and monitoring. It is used to control and monitor real-time devices. So these are the multimedia database application. These applications are very well suiting our current scenario. So without this multimedia database, we can't do anything as of now. Right from in education and training, also our document and record management, also our real-time control and monitoring. These all comes under multimedia database application. So here our multimedia database application is over. Next comes the mobile database. So far we have seen web database, multimedia database. So finally mobile database. So mobile database, without mobile, I think nobody can survive now. In as of this current scenario, without mobile, nobody will be survived. So let us see what is mobile database. So mobile database is nothing but here it is like if we are going to move here and there, we can easily transport to various places. Okay, so the database, that is mobile database, are separate from the main database. We can separate that from main database and can easily be transported to various places. Next is, even though it is not connected to main database, since it is mobile, we can communicate with the main database and we can share and exchange data. So mobile database is nothing but a database which can be transported to any place. Also, even though it is not connected to main database, it still can communicate and share, exchange data between main database. Fine. This is mobile database. And in mobile database, we are going to see mobile computing architecture, types of data in mobile applications, data management issues. So these three we are going to see in mobile database. Fine. So mobile computing architecture. See here, this is a mobile computing architecture. We just consider this as a trusted port and this is on system. Okay. So we have mobile unit, base station, fixed host. We have many things, right? So mobile unit is nothing but a normal system. Okay, nothing more than that. Mobile unit is nothing but a normal system. We are going to make that as a mobile unit by configuring it. Okay, then here we are going to communicate between base station and mobile unit. Okay, so this is just mobile computing architecture. Here we are how a cell is placed in the architecture. Okay, so you can see base station, fixed host, mobile unit. You can see that dot is there, right? That is mobile units. Okay, so this is just an architecture. However, everything is communicated. So through the high-speed wired network, this base station and mobile units are getting connected. Fine. So what are fixed hosts? Fixed hosts is nothing but number of computers. So base station is also nothing but is connected through a high-speed wired network. So here we have downlink channel and uplink channel. Downlink channel is nothing but we are going to send data from a base station to mobile unit. See in the diagram you can see if we are going to send information from base station to mobile unit, then it is downlink channel. Next is uplink channel, which is sending data from a mobile unit to base station. So this is uplink channel. Okay, this is just an architecture, how a cell is framed. That's nothing more than that. Okay, here we don't have any database, nothing. Just we are going to see how a cell is framed. This is a trusted port, and we are going to see how the host and this mobile units are connected with the high-speed wired network. Okay. Next here, this mobile computing architecture can be related to client server. That is, mobile unit can be considered as client or as that is be a user, and base station as server. So each cell will be having a mobile unit and a base station. Consider that we are requesting some information, that is via the mobile unit, we are requesting some information, and base station, what it will do, it will get information from the database and it will provide us back to us, that is mobile unit. So mobile unit and base station. Mobile unit is client, base station is server. And these client and servers communicate through wireless channels. Okay, then we come to types of data in mobile application. So here we have two applications. Before going to data, before going into types of data, I'll just explain mobile applications, that is vertical applications and horizontal application. So what is vertical application is the user can access within a specific cell, and we cannot, the access is denied to users outside of the cell. For example, if we go to a hospital and if we want to park our vehicle, only if we are either we should be a doctor or should be a patient, that is we should be some part of that hospital, then only we can park our vehicle inside the hospital premises. Fine. So then those things, those applications will be referred as vertical applications. Fine. Next is horizontal application. Horizontal applications are nothing but it is quite opposite to vertical application. So what will be horizontal application? Here users can handle data throughout the system. Okay, that is if I want to get any information from my mobile, I can get information here, and even if I move somewhere, from there also I can get information. Okay, so that's just a small example. So mobile applications, we can have two applications, vertical and horizontal. Vertical, it is only within the specific cell. Horizontal, it can be handled throughout the system. So vertical example can be a parking facility. You can only park inside the hospital. Who can park inside the hospital? Only persons, that is persons connected to the hospital premises, maybe doctors or patients or visitors. Fine. Next, for horizontal applications, we can take our mobile device itself. If you want to access information, it is not like that if I access information from mobile in this place, I can get, and I won't get in that place. It is not like that. So that is horizontal application. Next, I come to types of data. So types of data, we have three data: private, public, shared. So private, you people know, private is nothing but a single user owns this data. Nobody can access it. Private is only mine. Only I can access it. Nobody can access it. Fine. Next, public. So public is anybody can access it. That is, anybody can read, but only one source can update. For example, if I'm publishing that data, only I can update it and others can see it if it is public. Fine. Third type is shared data. Shared data is where you can read and write. Okay, so group of users can read and write the data. So these are the types of data in mobile applications. So public data will be primarily managed by vertical applications, as I said before the example, and remaining thing can be done by horizontal application based on our application. Okay. Next is data management issues. Hope so this is clear. So when you come to type of data in mobile application, you have to tell about vertical application and horizontal application, and you have three data: private, public, shared, and how this data will come under vertical and horizontal. Next is data management issues. So now we are talking about mobile databases. So what are the issues in mobile database? So first is data distribution and replication. So data distribution and replication. Distribution is, it is unevenly distributed, and replication is nothing but will be having multiple copies in multiple places. So this is a main issue. So usually cache will somehow try to solve this issue. So what is the use of cache memory? Cache memory, what it will do, if we are frequently accessing an data, what it does, it will have a portion of that memory, a portion of the data, and it will give to the main memory whenever it is needed. Okay, that is cache memory's work. Okay, but if there is a more number of waiting time, then cache memory also will not work. Okay, so data distribution and replication. What is data distribution? So here the data is distributed unevenly, and replication is nothing but you'll be having more copies of data. Okay, so this becomes a big issue. Next is transaction model. So transaction model, hope so you have studied transaction properties. So we have ACID properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. You have these 4 properties. Hope so you remember that. Okay, with that you see this. So transaction model is nothing but the issues of fault tolerance and correctness of transactions are aggravated in mobile environment. That is, this fault tolerance are not at all taken by the mobile environment. It is not corrected up to that. Okay. Also, since there is no central coordination, there should be some central coordination to execute all the transactions. But since there is no such type of central coordination, since there is no such type of central coordination, there is no transaction execution. So this is a lack, so which leads to data management issue. Okay, so the new transaction models should be defined instead of following the same ACID properties. Fine. So in transaction model, what you have to say is, in transaction model, this fault tolerance and corrections of transactions are not at all used by the mobile environment. So what you have to do, there should be a central coordination to manage all the transactions. So we have to modify a new transaction model. Next is query processing. So the query processing is nothing but whenever we give query, it should be processed and given back to us. For example, if there is more waiting time, and if the response time is more, the user will not wait more than that. So that comes under issue. Next is recovery and fault tolerance. So in recovery and fault tolerance, there is a possibility of many failures. There may be a possibility of transaction and communication failure. The mobile unit should face this all failures, and that should be better enough to recover those and give it back. If it is not up to that extent, then there comes the failure in the